Cool. Harvey Lewis has won Big Dog's Backyard Ultra, one of the most impressive athletic accomplishments ever. Here's how it works. Competitors run a 4.16-mile loop every hour over hilly terrain. If they complete their lap in under an hour, they can use the remaining time to eat, drink, sleep, and recover. However, they must begin the next loop at the start of the next hour and keep repeating this until they can't continue any longer. The race has no set end and finishes only when one person is left able to run, the rest having pulled out through exhaustion, injury, or lack of sleep. But here's the craziest part. This year's race went on for 108 hours. That means that Harvey Lewis ran 4 miles every hour for nearly 5 straight days. 100 hours of running, 450 miles covered, a new world record. At one point, he was taking 60-second naps before starting his next lap. Is that insane or what?
That's the most absolute insane thing I've ever seen. And if I'm correct on this, and correct me if I'm wrong, the Big Dog's Backyard Ultra Marathon has zero financial pay, right? You don't win anything. You don't win money for doing this. This is strictly just who is the who is the strongest out of all these people. This is just a bravado thing. It's like, I'm not sure I could make. I don't. 4.16 miles, and I've got to do that in an hour. I don't. Would I last 5 hours? I don't know, man. I mean, it's not like it's a flat surface. This is a hilly terrain, so this is probably up and down and everything else. I mean, this dude is getting 60-second naps. Like, what? How? How do you even fall asleep? I mean, so you would have to fall asleep in the first 3 seconds to get 57 seconds of good rest.
I think when you're to that point, and just to be clear, yes, all runners for the Big Dog's Backyard Ultra, all runners receive a backyard t-shirt and a medal. Only one will be gold. So you do get a gold medal if you win. Okay. But outside of that, that's it. And so, I mean, to think about that, 4 miles every hour over hilly terrain. You're not going to be running 4-minute miles, right? There's just no way you're doing that, right? So even if you were running 4-minute miles, which you couldn't be doing, that's 16 minutes. Then you would get the rest of the 16 minutes to the end of the hour to be able to rest and recuperate and everything. But in reality, it's probably going to take you 8 to 10 minutes to be able to run those miles. And if you're running 8 to 10 minute miles, you're getting done in 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, somewhere in that range. So let's just say 40 minutes. That means you have 20 minutes left to rest, recuperate, recover, eat something, go to the bathroom, do anything you need to do in 20 minutes before you have to start running again. And to be able to do that for 108 straight hours is insane.
Absolutely.
And it's so funny. So I met a guy years back. He goes by the name of the Iron Cowboy. I don't know if you're familiar with the Iron Cowboy, but it's a very similar type of thing where he did the Ironman triathlon. And he would do, it was some obscene thing, like 40 Ironman triathlons in 40 days. And it was unbelievable. And it was the same type of thing. Like he would just fall asleep. He was doing 50 Ironman triathlons in 50 consecutive days in 50 states. So he would have to time it and had his whole team and everything. And he would try to rest in between, and he'd have to jump out of the van sometimes, just start running at the start of the next one and go through it. I mean, it's just incredible. So the stamina, the work that these guys put into this stuff is just unbelievable. Now, Iron Cowboy is now a big time public speaker and motivational speaker, and has done all kinds of different things. He's broke a ton of world records and different things like that. But yeah, it's incredible. 50 triathlons in 50 days through all 50 states. But again, that's one triathlon a day, and then you have to immediately travel. This is just 108 straight hours. So it's a much shorter burst versus doing a triathlon, an Ironman triathlon every single day for a month and a half, almost 2 months. Is just insane to think about. It doesn't matter the weather. It doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter the blisters on your feet or anything else.
Ugh.
But it's the same type of thing for what we're seeing here with this backyard ultra. So I just thought that was absolutely unbelievable. 4 miles every hour for almost 5 straight days.
To add to that, Harvey was averaging 52 minutes per loop. So that means he would rest, eat, sleep, and recover for just 8 minutes after each 4-mile loop, having to start again for nearly 5 straight days. 3 runners actually made it to loop 100. One dropped out after loop 103. And then, of course, the last one dropped out after loop 107.
That's amazing. Man,
3 guys
being
made
the
it
second
to
place
100
guy? Can you imagine being the second place guy where you're just like, I can't do it anymore?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like you
this
got
guy's
there
not
and
going
you
to
get
stop.
nothing.
Yeah. Like this, what is the point? I mean, I'm sure at that point they're like, dude, I got to go back to work. Like, I'm not getting paid for this.
I got a life.
Why am I doing this? So,
I told my wife I was going to get milk, and I've just
5
been
days later,
running 4 miles every hour, 24 hours a day for the last 5 days.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. No, I don't. I wonder how far I could push myself. I can't. I would have to be out after day 1. In fact, I'm not even sure. I mean, 4 miles
You're
in an
incredibly
hour.
optimistic. You are incredibly
yeah,
optimistic after day 1. Day 1, 4 miles every single hour. You think for 24 hours you could do, but then after that you're done.
Yeah. I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm just now. I'm like, would I even make it in an hour? Would I even make the 4 miles in an hour?
It's not that easy, right? I mean, you have like it's easy to think about that, but you go, okay, and again, it's not on a track.
You can't walk it.
Yes, and it's not on a track. It's rocky terrain, hilly terrain. So it's like, yeah, you could do it. I think you could probably maybe get 1, but then okay, let's just say you get 1, and then you have 15 minutes left. So you got it in 45 minutes. So you ran over 4 miles in 45 minutes, which is very doable. But again, providing that you didn't twist an ankle or anything, and you have 15 minutes left, and you get a chance to eat and go to the bathroom, try to recover a little bit. Now that's a haul what you just did. Now you have 15 minutes, and now you have to do it again and go right back to it. And you're probably not going to get it done in the same amount of time that you got it done the first time. It's going to take a little bit longer, which means that next time you have even less time. And now you've done 8.5 miles or 8.25 miles. And that's a long way to run.
Right. Could you make it 5 hours?
No.
Yeah. Not sitting here thinking about it. Like when I'm running and I time myself, I'm pretty sure my miles now, and it, in fairness, it's not up and down. Or not flat. It's a lot up and down that I run.
Yeah.
But that's still like 12 minutes. And now I've got to do 3 more. And of course, like my second mile isn't as quick as my first mile. Yeah. So no, I probably wouldn't make it an hour. I mean,
and when you say 5 hours, that's running over 20 miles. Yeah. That's running like 22 miles. Yeah. So like get up tomorrow and go out for a 22-mile jog and see how it goes. It ain't going to be good.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll let you know how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you it would be rough, man. I mean, and I can imagine the training that goes into something like this. So,
and
imagine how you feel when it's
done. Why?
I can only assume that they're already probably doing Ironman triathlons and some of these other things that we were talking about already. So you're training for it. And then this is just more a point of pride to win this. I can't think of any other. People get into these extreme races, man, and they do a lot of crazy
but like,
stuff.
Can't you just like, okay, everyone pitches in $100 and the winner takes all something?
Right. No, it's more pure this way. It's more pure. This is purely ego driven.
Seriously, pure ego driven.
No money involved.
Yeah, we don't need money for this. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, knowing how rough you'd feel after that, I thought it actually tied in pretty well to the very